Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to episode 15 of Sandwalls, the Armored Heart. Well, today we're going to continue our work up here, and I did a lot of thinking in between this and the last episode about the form of the fort, about many things, and first off, I ordered to remove all of the archery targets because I really figured that they are not sitting where I want them to sit. Also, I realized that it is probably way better to have entrances to this middle sector that we can just forbid if we need to lock out or crossbow dwarfs. You see, that is just so simple that I was a little bit shocked about how much time it took me to come up with such a simple solution. Anyways, sometimes the simplest solutions are the best, and sometimes these best solutions do take their time. It's just what it is. We're deconstructing here parts of that, and there will be doors, so that'll free up a lot of the blueprint. Meanwhile, upstairs, the door here has seen its completion. I have also taken the liberty of assigning a full-on gear leather for our new archers, so there is automation behind it. So there's going to be quite the gear for those fellas up and running once we have all that done. Well, downstairs here, things are full on going. And somebody had a super good idea in the comment section I deeply, deeply appreciate. And at the same time, I somehow feel a little bit dumb myself, but that is okay. Because we are just going to solve that issue here about the magma chamber with water. It was just such a strikingly simple solution that I didn't even think about it in the first place. Yeah, we're just going to lob a bucket of water on top of this, and it'll obsidianize, and that's that. Problem solved. So, thanks. Big appreciation for reminding me of some very basic things, because that will just do the trick. So let's see, who picks up the task? Does somebody pick up the task? Is it already pick-upable? So, let's see. There's so much work here. Yeah, well, here, fill pond. There's nobody yet on it. The Forgotten Beast is slaughtering things down here. Forgotten Beast bites the cave crocodile in the head. That is death by whip spitter. If you ever see lots of whips and lots of decapitated bodies, that's why. Yeah. Alright, we have damp stone found everywhere here. Alright, this place of the mountain, the side of the mountain is just not really usable as I'd wanted it to. We're going to expand into a couple of extra apartments here, as I personally see that absolutely important. This will get us new people living down here. And, well, I have already procrastinated this area down here for long enough. There we go. So the plan is still to have the luxury producing industries down here, so jewelers and encrusting and all those things will happen down here. At least that's the plan. But we are going to get started with a couple of apartments first, as this is probably where we will get a lot of bang for our buck. So we have now, of course, holes in the ground we need to fill. Sometimes I wish walls would leave a floor where they stood, but that's not how Dwarf Fortress works. Okay. Now then, how are things going on here, and what is our main cast doing? So, as we are currently mining, or we were mining, I want to visit the life of the mining dwarves today. So that brings me up to a very important task. That is also something that brings us back to the mining dwarves per se. We need tetrahedrite. Lots of tetrahedrite. The idea of mine is simple. I want to have my crossbow bolts made out of silver and copper, because I figured why not both? We can use both of these metals, and I'm very fond of the fact that we will have enough copper and silver available for all the ammunition needs that this fort might have. So, let's check back with our mining dwarves. So, Tozid Channel Bites, you are not of the main cast. You are not the one that I was looking for. Wow, that is not much yield so far. Alright. So, yeah, Tozit takes them all. I was hoping to lure one of my main cast miners. So, Nomal, where are you actually digging these days, and how is life for you? So, she wants to be with her family. That's fine. Let's see. Her past memories were she was being insulted in an argument. Outrageous. How dare they? Poor Nomal. And she was annoyed about the rain. Yeah. The usual suspects. And now she's making Gabbro blocks these days. So I think she leads the best life that one could wish for. Oh, she's lover with Ubul. Huh. Close friend with the rest of the main cast. Okay. So she's with the I mean, if I remember correctly, she was one of the OG founding crew. So let's head on over directly to Nomal, as I personally feel like no, not Ubul. Ubul. Ubul Dygrains. How's life for you? So, I slept in the bedroom, how blissful I am. So, what is that? I didn't even know that this word existed. Anyways, he's extremely happy. He did commune with Erdim in the winter 1.5 years ago. It's pretty interesting. And obviously he's a performing person. Let's see. So he knows poetry and dances. And he's quite good at social things. Ubul, you are quite the people person. Why didn't you become our mayor? Well, let's see. Apart from that, they are... Ubul is also close friends with lots of the founding crew. But nobody is friends with the mayor. The mayor is only, or the mayoress is only friends with her toy hammers. So is the life of our main cast these days. We're going to continue next episode with somebody else. Feel free to ask away if you want to know more about somebody's life. I'll take these as inspirations. I mean, I am usually pre-uploading a lot of these episodes, so don't be too surprised if it might take a while. But usually I do read every comment on these videos. So... Alright, let's move these floor blocks here on the top of the priority line, as it really bothers me to have my safety not in place. This is not how I like to operate, especially since there's constant reports of fighting down there. So, did not take anybody up the task to fill the pond, huh? Let's see. Fill pond. There we go. So let's follow the doings of Nil Lensgifts. All right. We came just in the right moment to watch her picking up the water on the bucket. I always love to see how my infrastructure works. So, well, as it is right now, the obsidianization is not working out as intended. Maybe we need more water than that, huh? Okay. So, it's on. Probably a bucket doesn't suffice. No problem. We are dwarfs after all. Ingenuity is our second name, right after Eurist. Eurist Mech Ingenuity. You got that right. So we're going to use a neat little trick here. We're going to create a little pond and a little bit of a lever work here. And do some good old-fashioned science. What's life without science? Which reminds me of the fact that I think that we should check with warrior pastures. No, that's not what I wanted to say. Damn llama, that distracted me. Now I actually did forget what I wanted to check up with. Well, it'll surely come back to my mind. Ah, yeah, of course it does. A library. I figured that Sand Walls is a fortress that does require a library so gosh darn badly. I feel like this is one of the forts that screams build me a host of knowledge and of history of this civilization, especially if they are just at the brink of their extinction. That is when you do chronicles and stuff, you know. Or, well, maybe you do them also before that, but I don't know. It gives me a feeling as if these guys would see a higher sense of urgency to build a library than other people would. If that makes any sense to you. Now, let's do the furniture game. It's quite nice to see that we got everything available these days. So that means my preparations are working on out. Although there's still so many things which we need more boulders for. But I always love to spend big on my rocks. Gives me the feeling of playing the game as it is intended to. Alright, so there's been no bedrooms down here whatsoever, and 18 bedrooms have been created. Let's see how long it'll take until these are claimed. Now then, let's get up our workshops. Let's put up a couple of jewelers just like that. And if I remember correctly, the crafts dwarf. Alert. I see goblin faces. Snatchers. Oh, look at that. Funny little snatchers running into my cage traps. I don't think that anybody of them needs actually really any further orders down the line. No, they just fine. And look at that, the ostrich parts, where they all went, even inside of the fort. An ostrich cock left foot. And there's the head fitting to that beast. This is like a splatter gore movie, basically. So, my ideas were as follows. Well, is that too small then? Yes, it is. So, we're going to go and build ourselves some walls. Yeah, I'll leave it that way. And this is going to be our shooting range. So that's going to be better in terms of room usage. Let's copy that thing on the opposite side as well. There we go. This little thing does make way more sense than what we had before. There we go. I like it. I think this is much better than before. So now that these parts are interconnected, I figured that I will make the sleeping area and the how to say, the communal areas and whatnot inside of the center. We're going to have the bedrooms and all in there. And I don't know, this blank space here might be used for something else. I mean we might want to build towers or something like that. We'll see about that. But this entire floor here is for the archers. I really figured that this would be the wisest choice. I don't know yet how to make the whole fortifications go. I was considering something like that, with leaving the corners solid, or the classic medieval way with inner specking them, something like this, you know, leaving a distance of 2 between each of the fortifications. I think I'm going to start with that and check out how smart Jurist plays around that, because it's all, at the end of the day, about how Jurist Mech Crossbowman does work with these, you know. And my hands-on experience with crossbow dwarfs is relatively meager. I did set them up. I watched them I fostered them, training their skills and all, but I never took the effort on me to make them work like I do here. So there we go. But this should be pretty gorgeous. So, yeah, because I did a oopsie here. I was wondering why it didn't look like on the other side. Exactly. All right. So, a human caravan has arrived, but I decided to ignore them for the time being. Because I just don't feel like trading right now. And as it is for our fort these days, we are pretty self-sufficient, you see. We don't really need much from the outside world. If anything, they need us. So, my hammer dwarf was fighting with, I guess, one of those goblin thieves. Well, probably they only chased each other. Okay, so let's head back to the mining jobs. I wanted to do more than just a few scraps of tetrahedrite here. So we got a wet floor here. This is mudstone. Down here it's limestone. So with the shift of stone, we also got into metal. All right. There is also aquiferous area, so probably should try, though, to get ourselves through here. I don't know if it is even possible, though. So one elf bard has shared stories. Fine. Well, Omeros has been re-elected. Hooray, I guess. So the most important thing to me is just one thing. I want to be able to dig my way down there. Lol. Okay, never mind me. Me silly. I can't just take that staircase here. We need more tetrahedrite. We really, really do. And our current mining spot is pretty empty. This is a pretty wicked bit here. These pillars, they are really quite nasty to work around. Okay. But for the time being, we're going to make iron bolt. No, not iron bolts. Copper bolts. And silver bolts. And we're going to make sure that there's always a 500 of each on stack. This might be quite a lot. I guess this is probably too many. But on the other hand, I find it super cool to have stupendous amounts of ammo available. Oh dear. There seems to be no cohesive mining spot for tetrahedrite whatsoever, though. It seems to be all scattered up like that in this area. So we probably need to do some exploration in that end. Some proper exploration, I mean. But at the same time, I really want to avoid, under all circumstances, to open up anything into the caverns. Therefore, let's just place down some safety measures here right away off the board. Just want to make sure that there's going to be no whoopsies here. Because there should be harvestable tetrahedrite here. The only issue is just that web-spreading monstrosity that lives in these areas that I don't know how well snakes can climb, but I honestly don't want to find out. And we have new arrivals. So, more people arrive at Sand Walls. What is their proficiency? What can we see here? Was I too slow? Usually they get marked as new arrival when you are fast enough. No, there's no more new arrivals visible. Alright. It's not that bad. It's been 9 people, if I count correctly. So we have a few more souls around here. Okay. And they only brought 1 animal, as it seems. I'll be rechecking that because I don't trust this situation at all. Okay, now this is looking way more... Well, the fortifications really look weird, but whatever. I really don't mind. So, let's see, with the doors, how they are... Let's make this as follows. We're going to use this and that. And this and that. Then we'll make a floor here. Or do we make it that wide? Okay. And so I think we're going to go for a more a dormitory style. So probably something like that. Let's see. That should work out. Like this. Like that though. A forgotten beast, a eyeless tiger beetle. Galak Sisonam Odros. Alright, welcome my boy. What's your name in translation? Grease Larva the Fatal. New kid in town, not even kills under his belt. Well, but supposedly 300 years old. I find these always very questionable. They should have way more history, but yeah. Bad boy disappeared. We don't know where it is at, but well. It's one of these regions of the fort's cavern system where we don't have access to anyways. So let's keep going like this. I really did like this construction. So let's keep going like that. Maybe it ain't dormitory-like at all. I wish you could delete walls while you are in the wall construction menu. That'd be dope. Right, so here we can make a couple of apartments happen. Efficient? Not at all. Cool looking? Somewhat. Feeling good? Extremely so. And so that's 9 bedrooms, and we're going to make it really simple and say there's one master bedroom for the captain of the guard. And then we have the hospitality options for 10 people living up here. Then I only need to configure them as their bedrooms up here. And then I only need to make sure that they don't have a bedroom somewhere else already, which I'd need to unassign then. And I'd only need to do after that to assign them manually on top of this, what I already built. It's almost nothing, isn't it? In all honesty, I really find it sometimes quite unnerving that that a dwarf can have more than one bedroom assigned to him or herself. Okay, so let's do the barracks. So the barracks is going to be everything here. There we go. And I think all I need to do is to make sure that all the exits to other levels can be just sealed if necessary. As a matter of fact, I can make this entire thing as it is the barracks. Just realized that. Okay. So I want to make an experiment here. So this bedroom is overlapping with the barracks. Huh. Okay. Is that an issue? Well, Nagalak is fighting an elk bird down there. Not really anything of our deeper concern. Hey, look at that! They're finally furnishing this downstairs here. That means this part is done. Hell yeah. I called it in the previous episode that we would get done with this part today. And I was right. So, this makes me so happy. We can draw the next batch of walls. This is always one of my favorite parts when a design reaches a next level when you can't go for the next step, you know? It's always making me darned happy. Okay, so here goes the same procedure as before, but we are going to construct a stairwell upstairs just like this here. because everything else would be really, really frustrating to work with. And then we need to put a lid on it, as usual. Putting a lid on it. And I'm pretty sure that I will manage now to overstress my mudstone production. I had more than 1,000 of these bad boys on store, and it was not enough. Yeah, so as soon as I'll be forbidding these 2 doors here, my Marks dwarfs won't be able to get downstairs anymore. So hopefully that'll work, I don't know. We'll be optimizing that on the fly. I just realized that I almost forgot that wall. Not good. So before I roll the outro, let's go once more downstairs and check with the check back with our tetrahedrite mining spot. So we didn't find anything in this area. Well, that is quite sad. That's all I can say. Oh, we have Woodcraft retreating firm society, but this won't hold us down. This only means that it will be a little bit more challenging and exciting to get that stuff that we need. So, outro time. Thanks for watching, you all. I'm really appreciating having you, and drop me your comments down below. As usual, a thumbs up would be wildly appreciated, as the algorithm understands only one language, and that is thumbs. Anyways, a subscription would be also very nice. Check out the description box where you can knock yourself out with tons of Dwarf Fortress series from my side. We're only starting out on this world, but I already did the Savage Lands saga with 5 forts for your own liking. And yeah, I hope you are going to check these out. Feel free to drop on by on my Discord or check on by on my Twitch, where I stream each week. And of course, there's also Patreon, PayPal, or Buy Me a Coffee. I'd be really happy if you'd also check out my channel membership system. I mentioned that I am pre-uploading a lot of stuff, and this way you can also preview it before it gets released. You have access to all the things that I have already scheduled for release. I like to do this as a little bit of thanks you, exactly. Thanks for all the people willing to support. That all being said, thanks for being around. Thanks for supporting the channel. I really appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful day, and see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.